In this video, we will learn about the concepts of sandboxes and production in Salesforce. Whenever we purchase licenses from Salesforce for any of the Salesforce implementations, Salesforce gives us multiple Salesforce orgs or instances. These instances can be categorized as either sandboxes or production. In general, there will be only one production instance while there will be multiple sandbox instances. Note that the developer edition org is completely different in this context as it is free and comes with a lot of limitations that we cannot use it for production applications. So let's first try to understand what is a production instance. Production is the instance in which the actual end users of the applications log into and use it. This is where the business processes get executed, data is created and processed, and the user activity logs are generated. Since the production instance is so much critical, it is not a good practice to build and test the applications in production itself, as if something breaks due to the development activity, it may disrupt the regular service of the production instance for the end users. So, what is the solution for this? The answer is sandboxes. Sandboxes, on the other hand, are very similar to the real-life sandboxes. Due to these real-life sandboxes, kids do not need to go to the beach to build their castles and palaces every time. At home or in the yard, inside the sandboxes, they can try carving these structures until they learn the art and solidify their designs. Then whenever they go to the real beach, they can create the same structures that they practiced in the sandboxes. Sandboxes in Salesforce are those instances where no end user logs into and create or process the critical business data. So it's much easier to implement and test applications in sandboxes. Once the applications are tested multiple times and finalized, they can be moved to production to make it available to all the end users. Sandbox refresh. Before we talk about the different types of sandboxes, let's talk about the refresh operation or refresh activity of the sandbox. Since sandboxes are derived from the production instance, ideally whatever configurations, customizations, applications or data that we have in the production should be there in sandboxes, as the same will be needed for the development activity. However, sandboxes are not always in sync with their production instances, generally due to multiple project teams working on different sandboxes parallelly. In such a case, we can manually bring a sandbox in sync with its production instance using the operation or activity called as sandbox refresh. Now, let's talk about the different types of sandboxes. Based on the type, we can use them for different purposes. Developer sandbox. This is the most basic sandbox. It has the lowest data storage, but it can be refreshed every day. Developer Pro sandbox. This sandbox provides more data storage, however, not as same as that of the production instance. This can be also refreshed every day. Partial copy sandbox. This sandbox provides much more storage than the Developer Pro, but again not as same as that of the production instance. This, however, can be refreshed roughly once a week. Full sandbox. As the name suggests, this sandbox is the full copy of the production instance. It has the same data storage as that of production. However, this can be refreshed only once in a month. Whenever we refresh a sandbox, the data and metadata in the production gets copied over to the sandbox. Based on the type of a sandbox, that type of components are copied over. For Developer and Developer Pro, only metadata is copied. Now, what is a metadata? Metadata is nothing but the configurations or customizations that we have done in a Salesforce instance after it was received by us from the Salesforce. The partial copy sandbox, in contrast, also gets a partial copy of data from production along with the metadata. Full sandbox, as we understood, gets both complete data and metadata. Looking at the widely accepted usage of these sandboxes, this is what we can understand. Developer sandboxes are used by developers and admins to build and unit test their applications. Developer Pro or partial copy sandboxes are generally used by testers to perform end-to-end testing or integration testing of the applications along with the data. Full copy sandboxes are used to perform training and user acceptance testing. Since this is considered the closest replica of production, end users are trained on this sandbox type, where they can refer to the existing business data and try their hand on the application that's built by Salesforce developers and admins. Business analysts or product owners or end users can also perform the user acceptance testing of the Salesforce application or external systems as well if there are any integrations.
If you like this video, please do like and share. If you want to receive more of such informative content, please hit the subscribe button. If you want us to make content related to any Salesforce or Salesforce related topic, please do let us know through comments.